Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga. We are in the month of January 2024. I have to think about that before I say the year. And I am just coming up to, in a few days, being 4 months post-op knee replacement. It boggles my mind that I'm here already. Um, but I'm experiencing what they have said that this takes from a year to 18 months, 16, 18 months to recover from because I'm still struggling with swelling, with stiffness in my knee, with building strength in the quads. So just to let you know that I am going to be doing a fair amount of modification. And as always, you guys can bump up your level. You can bring it down wherever you are today in your body. This month, we are working on some breathing techniques with each class. So I'm going to open up the class with right nostril breathing, and we will close the class with left nostril breathing. And just to let you know that sometimes before I start this technique, I have to blow my nose. So I just did. So I think I'm okay right now, but I have that tucked in there just in case at the end of class I need to do that again. Because if we feel a little bit stuffy in our nose, this technique is just going to be a challenge and not work really well for us. So, right nostril breathing activates our sympathetic nervous system, that side of our nervous system that says, get up and go. It's the fight or flight side. So it helps us to energize our body. And I want to do that at the beginning of the practice to get us going and get us in that place where we can work really hard, especially if we're feeling a little bit lethargic today. The left nostril breathing does the opposite, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and restore side, the calm and cool down sort of side where we bring the heart rate down, we bring the blood pressure down, and we rest. So we'll be doing that at the end of class today as we come into our final pose, which is our Shavasana. You might need a chair today or any other props that you have at home, and we're actually going to start our practice standing up. Um, we want to get the body going, activate, get ready for a fairly vigorous practice today. So, the way I like to do right nostril breathing is I like to take one or two fingers and place them right at my third eye center. It's kind of right between the eyebrows or the forehead. That just kind of lets you key into the third eye center, which is our area of knowledge and wisdom, helps us to concentrate a little bit more. So we place the fingers there, and then your thumb will close off the left nostril. And we're just going to breathe in and out through the right nostril only. And I'm going to time us for about 60 seconds. As you're doing this, I want you to stand really tall so you have good posture. Pull your abdominals in. Try to breathe as deeply as you can through your right nostril. And our goal is to make this breathing an equal ratio breath. So maybe 3 or 4 counts as you inhale through the right nostril, 3 or 4 counts as you exhale through the right nostril. And about another 15 seconds. Let's take one more breath. And then release your hand by your side. Now, today I'm just demonstrating that breathing technique. You might not have felt much of a difference just doing that for 1 minute, maybe 2 or 3. If you want to try this in your own practice and you want to feel that energy lift, give it maybe at least 2 to 3 minutes of that right nostril breathing. But hopefully that's enough for us today to get us ready for our practice. So let's take a nice big deep breath in and exhale it out. These breaths are generous, full inhalations, full exhalations. And then we'll add a side bend with this. So we'll inhale up Drop one arm and side bend over. Inhale up. Other side. I had a nice question on YouTube the other day with one of our breathing techniques. I had a gal ask, is it okay to exhale and inhale through your nose and nose, or inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth? And they're both beneficial. So maybe you're going to try both and see how it works for you today. And let's do one more on each side. One more inhale up. Let the arms float down. Then we'll inhale the arms about halfway up. Exhale to twist to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Now I want you to keep your knees and your toes in alignment with each other, and also your hips facing forward. So we're only twisting as much as we can through the spine, but we're not moving our hips yet. So this might be a small range of motion. We're exhaling as we turn. Inhaling center, one more each side. Inhale center. Exhale the arms down and step your feet a little bit wider with a slight turn out of your toes. Now as we turn to the right, we're going to allow the left heel to lift up and spin on the ball of your left foot. Inhale to center. Turning left, lift your right heel up and spin on the ball of your foot. Sometimes we call that a pivot. Now look how far you can go in your twist, and it's because we're adding rotation of the pelvis also. Look way behind you each time you move. Two more each direction. One more each side. Big rotation. Lift that heel, pivot. And to the left. Back to center. Inhale. And lower down. Great. Step your feet back to parallel, or you can bring your feet tight together if you want to work on a little bit of balance here with instability. So you pick. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale and swan dive into a half forward fold. So I'm going to come about halfway down and just place my fingertips right on my shins. I'll give you the side view. Let your knees bend a little bit and keep your back flat. So what I don't want you to do is to curve your back and hunch. And then right from here, we'll come back up. Inhale. Exhale into a half forward fold. Let your knees bend. So we're just starting to hinge from the hips and lengthen the back of the legs a little bit to prepare ourselves for a fuller forward fold. Good. Two more times in that half forward fold. You can even have your hands forward on a chair if you'd like as you reach forward. And then let's come all the way up with our inhale. Let your palms press together. Exhale, bring your thumbs to your heart and sit into chair. You can make it small. From here, we'll circle sweep as we come up. Press the palms and exhale. Now your body should be really starting to warm. We're using the breath to help us warm and some of these full body movements. Make sure that your knees are tracking straight ahead. So sometimes we see this knocking position happen. So push those knees out in nice alignment. One more sitting into chair. Now we'll combine our half forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, soften your knees, bring your hands toward your shins. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit into chair. Inhale. Half forward fold. Check your head position. Inhale, come up. Exhale, chair. Sometimes if we have the computer in front of us, we tend to look forward at the computer. So if you're facing your device, you should not look forward as you're in that half forward fold. You're looking down toward the earth. Let's do one more of each, starting with our half forward fold. And finishing with our chair pose. Now keep the palms pressed. We're going to start to combine our chair pose with a twist. So we'll inhale to come up, reach. As you exhale and sit into chair, bring your elbow across to the opposite knee and look to that side wall or up over your shoulder blade. Keep your hands pressed. Inhale, come up. Other side, exhale. Now on this one, your knees might want to shift because as we're twisting, if we want to go further, then sometimes the knee comes across on the other side. So I want you to look down at your knees, make sure they're level, and keep them right in place as you twist from side to side. That assures, again, you're rotating from your spine and not your pelvis rotating. Let's take one more over to the left side. Then we'll combine this with our half forward fold. So inhale, come up. Exhale, swan dive. You might like to go a little deeper now. Inhale, come up. Let your palms press together. Sit into chair and twist right. Keep the palms pressed as you rise up. Inhale. Swan dive, half forward fold or a little deeper. Inhale, coming up. Press the palms. Chair twisting left. Breathe it in. Now, always know you can go at your own pace. So if I'm moving a little faster than what you want to go, that's okay. I want you to follow your body and your breathing. And if you're still feeling a little lethargic, you want to get that energy up more, then you can pick up the pace. Start to heat the body up as long as you're not sacrificing your form. We're going to do one more to each side. Knees are level, parallel. This will be our last twist to the left. And we'll finish with a half forward fold. And let's hold here for a bit. Now we could come deeper down into this and maybe take ragdoll pose. You can bend your knees a little more, place your hands on opposite elbows, and let your upper body just hang down. And then start to sway a little bit from side to side. Just loosen up your lower back. If that's too deep, then you can come back up to your half lift or put your hands on a chair. Maybe move your head up and down, right and left. Just relax your neck muscles. And then let your hands dangle back down, soften your knees, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Press your palms together and just come into Samastitihi, which means balanced tension position. So our body's in balance from our right side to our left side, from the front to the back, and from the top to the bottom. Now let's keep our hands at palm center or at heart center for now. Take your right foot, lift it up off the floor and step it behind you. The ball of the foot's going to touch, and then push your heel down Then step back into position, or step forward is what I should say. Return to your position. Then pick up your left foot, step it back any amount the ball of your foot touches, then your heel goes down, then step forward. And you can step back any amount with your distance as long as you can get your heel down to the floor and feel a nice stretch. And your feet are parallel, so when you step back, try not to turn your foot out. And I'm over exaggerating that, but keep it forward. Good, let's do it one more time on each leg. Combining balance and stability here with flexibility. And step in. Option to add some arms. So step back with the right foot, plant the ball of the foot. As the heel drops, open into chest expansion. You can add a little bit of a back bend if that feels okay. And then as you step back forward, close your palms. And then the ball of the left foot. As you drop the heel open, take a big breath in and close together. Again on the right side. This is a modification of a pose called Flight of the Bird. Good, let's do it one more time on each side. And your front knee is going to bend a little bit when you push that heel back. Let your front knee bend. So you're in a little bit of a lunge. Last time on the left leg. And close in. I'm just going to turn sideways so that you can see a side view. Keep palms at your heart center. We'll do the same progression. Step back with your right foot. Press your heel, but don't move your arms yet. Then from here, step forward onto your left foot, lift your right foot up, squeeze your glute, and then step in. So adding balance. Now, if you need a wall or a chair to help you, be sure you do that. So let's try that now on the left. Step back, ball of the left foot, push the heel down, lift off the back foot, squeeze the glute, and then step together. Let's do it again without arms. Right foot steps back, drop the heel, lift off the back foot, and step in. Left side we go. And lift. And come in. Okay, let's add our arms. So we're stepping back with the right foot. The ball of the foot touches the floor. As we drop the heel, we open into goalpost. Then we'll shift off the back foot and reach the arms forward. This is our modification of Warrior 3. As the feet come together, press the palms back together. Now be sure you modify these arms any way that works for your shoulders. Step the left foot back. Drop the heel, open the arms. Shift forward, lift the back leg, reach. Close together, prayer position. 2 more times on each leg. Step back right. Drop the heel, open. Balancing pose, reach forward. Close together. Left foot. Drop the heel, stretch the calf, open the heart. Shift into balance. Close to namaste. One more time on each side. Right foot steps. Heel drops, open. Front knee is bending. Shift into your balance pose. Close to Samastitihi, and we have one more time on the left foot. Step back. Drop the heel open. Balancing pose, reach. Close and finish. Great job. Bring your arms by your side. We're in a nice mountain pose. Just check in, see how your energy's feeling. And then we'll use the long edge of our mat to step the feet nice and wide. Turn both toes out. Soften your knees and come down into a little goddess squat. As you rise out of the goddess squat, let your arms reach. 5-pointed star. Bend your knees. In goddess squat, we're going to bend the elbows also and flex the wrists like you're holding up two heavy objects. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the knees, sink. Now you can go any depth that you want in that squat. I'm letting my surgical knee kind of guide me here. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale into that goddess squat. Hold. Look to your right. And look to your left. Back to center. Inhale back to your 5-pointed star. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee. Look to the left hand. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Bend your left knee. Look to your right hand. And then opposites. Bending right, looking left. 3 more. And 2. One more time, bending left, looking right. The last 5-pointed star, reach. And just let your arms float down. We'll turn the right foot even more outward, then kick your left heel to where your foot is parallel with the side edge of your mat. Bend your right knee, keep your shoulders square. We'll come into our warrior 2. Look over the right, send your gaze there. On an inhale, we'll lift the arms all the way up if that feels okay for your shoulder and straighten your right leg. And we'll exhale into your warrior 2. Now notice your knee. It's best for your knee not to bring it way over your foot. So if that's the tendency for you, then maybe you need to take your stance a little wider here so you can bend your knee more, but it'll stay more in alignment with your ankle. So make any adjustments that you need, and then we'll inhale up. Look right with your breath. Let's get 3 more, extending, straightening the leg, bending any amount. 2 more. Last one. And hold your warrior 2. Now just check and make sure you're not elevating your shoulder blades. Really press them down. Allow your neck to feel nice and long. Reaching from east to west. 2 more breaths. And then we'll inhale, reach back up, straighten that leg. And then as you exhale, bring your arms out to the side and pivot on your right heel to turn that foot in. Then pivot on your left heel to turn that foot to face the opposite wall. Ooh, my shoulders are feeling some work here. So let's inhale, reach. Exhale, look left. Bending that knee any amount, making sure that your angle is correct, adjusting if you need. Good, 3 more. Big full exhalation as you sink down. And each time I breathe in, I'm looking neutral, and each time I'm breathing out, I'm looking over the hand. One more time. And then we'll hold that warrior 2. Now, if your arms are really getting tired here, pull them into heart center. Shoulder blades are down, abs are pulled in, knee is tracking right over the ankle. 2 more breaths. Then inhale, reach up, straighten the leg, look forward. Pivot on the left heel so both of your feet are straight ahead. And then swan dive down, pushing your bum back toward the wall behind you. Either come into half forward fold, or you can come down any amount. Hands can come onto a prop if you'd like. And then let's just hold our wide leg forward fold. You can take your ragdoll arms if you want, crossing your elbows, hands over your elbows, or you can reach your hands out as if you were doing a down dog on the floor. You can also grab behind your legs and pull yourself down a little more. So I want you to find the method that gives you the best stretch and the most success in this wide leg forward fold. 2 more breaths. Now, when we come up, there can be a lot of strain on your lower back. So I want to make sure your knees are not locked here. You can bend them a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips and then pull yourself up with a strong posterior chain of muscles. Excellent. Step your feet back in together. You can take a heel-toe approach, or you can walk one foot and then the other, maybe shake out those legs a little bit and arms. We're going to come into another balance pose. This is tree. You might need a wall or a chair to help you with this pose. I'm going to go ahead and bring my chair over just so that I have it. So traditionally, tree pose, your feet are straight ahead. I find it a little bit more successful since the knee is being turned out if you're more in a turned out position with both feet, kind of like ballet first position. And then just shift your body weight over onto your right foot and let your left knee just open out. You can keep your big toe on the floor for now and see how far you can open this leg out without turning your body. For me, my hips are pretty tight, so that's about it. So that's what your tree is going to look like. And then you can choose to put your foot on your ankle or up a little higher on your calf. Make sure both hips are facing forward. Once you have your balance, maybe you can let go and bring the palms to the heart. So I'm going to give you about 90 seconds to work on tree. If you fall out of it, then take your time, get your balance, and come back in. During that 90 seconds, you can adjust this tree however you want. So maybe you're growing your branches up, maybe you're swaying them in the wind, maybe you're looking to one hand and then the other. So I just want you to challenge your own tree pose here. Good. 1 minute to go. Our eyes are important, our vision when we're balancing. So you want to have a focal point. and 30 seconds. Oh, good, good, good. I'm standing on my surgical leg, so I'm really happy with that. 10 seconds, everybody. Ooh. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. Great. Now, I don't know about you, but I need to kind of move this leg I was standing on a little bit, kind of flesh out the hip, maybe circle the ankle a little bit. So that was quite a bit of time there in that balancing pose. All right, so let's do the other side. Come back to your kind of turnout first position. This time we're standing on the left foot. We're going to lift up the right knee and then just move it out. And maybe you'll have to go out and in a few times to find whatever your range is. This hip is much more flexible for me, so I can open this a little wider. So once you find your range, ooh, that's tight bend in my surgical knee, but I think I'm going to be able to maintain that. Then maybe we let go. Now you don't have to let go as we go into our 90 seconds. You can just keep your hand on the wall or chair. So 90 seconds begins now to begin to explore your tree pose. Now this is my non-surgical leg, but it's always been the hardest one for me to balance on. So I want you to realize that you definitely can be very different one side of your body than the other. That's normal. And our balance can be a little bit different each time we step onto our yoga mat. And speaking of stepping onto your yoga mat, sometimes you balance better if you're not on your yoga mat. So if you're struggling, you might want to step off onto a harder surface. That might give you better success. Carpeting is really a struggle. We have 35 seconds to go. If you need a break, take it, come back into the pose. Nice. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So that's really important here. 15 seconds. Boy, I'm so amazed at the difference between sides for me, and my surgical leg was so good. Who knew? 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to center. Good. All right, let's create some movement in that standing leg. Maybe a couple hip circles, ankle circles. Great job. So we are going to come down onto the mat for bird dog. If you have issues in coming down on the floor, I'm going to stay up standing for my bird dog because I'm not able to put any pressure on my knee yet. And any of you that might be following later on YouTube that have knee replacement, that might be the case for you. So you're going to stand up with me. So those of you that are going down on the floor, come down onto your hands and knees, all fours position. If you're up with me, we're hands and feet. And so we're going to come over here, and it looks very similar to an all fours. We're just on our feet, not on our knees. So we want a nice straight back. If you're on your feet, bend your knees a little bit. And then let's come into our bird dog with our right arm forward. Turn your thumb up and your left leg back. Good. And let's just stay here and breathe. Last year we worked on poses that were shown to increase longevity. We did a series on finding longevity. And this was one of those poses, the bird dog. So it helps us working on our balance. It helps us to build core strength. And let's take one more breath here. And then bring that hand and either knee or foot back down to the floor. If you need a break for a second, you can take a child's pose, pushing back, or you can stand up if you need that little bit of a break. All right, let's do the other side. So it's important that we have our pelvis straight across as we take the left arm forward, thumb up, and the right foot back. Now notice there's a tendency for our right hip to kind of lift up and for our body to twist. So I want you to keep pressing your right hip down so it's all nice and level, whether you're kneeling or you're standing. And check your head position. Sometimes we droop our head down, so that would not be good for our neck. And in the same way, it wouldn't be good for our neck if we really looked up. So keep all sides of the neck the same length, the front, the back, the right and left sides. One more breath. Come back to center, either hands and knees or hands and feet. And we'll take a cat stretch. So pull your abs in, arch your back up like a Halloween cat, and then reverse that to cow. So we drop our belly down, we lift our tailbone back, and we slightly look forward. It's not a big head lift, but we're doing that mostly from the heart. And again, cat, tuck the abs in, round up, and cow, and then cat, and a neutral position. We'll combine our bird dog with a cat stretch. So take the right arm forward, the left leg back, inhale. As you exhale, bring the elbow and the knee to meet and round your back up like a cat. Then inhale away. Stay on this side. Exhale, elbow to knee, curve the back up, scoop the abs in. Inhale out. One more, round it up. Reach it out, hold, pause. And as you exhale, set the hand in the knee or hand in the foot back down to the earth. Start in a neutral spine. Lift the left hand forward, the right leg back, reach them away from each other. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, curve your back up. And inhale long. Exhale, pull it in. One more. And reach out into that bird dog. Hold. Exhale back to all fours. Hands and knees or hands and feet. Either push back to a child's pose if you're kneeling, or you can push back to a modified child's pose if you're standing. So you're going to bend your knees and reach your hands out toward the top of your chair. Two more breaths. And then come back up to all fours. Hands and knees or hands and feet, and we'll prepare for thread the needle. We'll lift our right arm up, take a big stretch. Then exhale, reach the hand under. If you're on your knees, you might be able to set your shoulder down on the floor. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach through. And let's do one more. This last one will hold and breathe. So if you're on your knees, your shoulder might be down on the mat, the side of your head might be down on your mat. Also, if you're on your knees, you can take this left hand and wrap it behind the back. You could do it standing too. That's a lot of pressure though on your spine, so be sure that feels okay for you. Then on your next inhale, let's slide that arm out and reach up. Then set your hand back down on the mat to hands and knees. If you need a break, push back to child's pose or stand up if you're on your feet. And then we'll prepare for the other side. Inhale the left arm up. Now, if it bothers your shoulder to have the arm up, you can keep it tucked in and just lift your elbow up. Exhale, reach the arm through, look that direction. And breathe in. Look up to the ceiling. Breathe out, look over your right shoulder. One more time, inhale. Then exhale and hold your thread, the needle. This top arm can reach way out a little further, both if you're standing or kneeling. One more breath here. And then inhale back up. Exhale to set the hand down. And then we'll come into downward dog. So if you're down on your knees on the mat, tuck your toes, lift your hips up. If you're on the chair, just walk your feet back and hold your down dog. And then we'll pedal out the feet. I'm going to go ahead and come down to my mat. So we'll bend one knee and push the other heel down. Get a good stretch. Then bend the other knee and press the heel down. So if you have shoulder and wrist problems, having your hands on the chair is really nice because you can work on the stretch and the pose without having a lot of pressure in those joints. Let's do one more of these on each side. And then press both heels down. Press away from your hands. Get a nice stretch through your shoulders. And then we'll come to a seated position, either on your mat or sitting in a chair if you would like. If you're coming down onto your mat, you can use a little cushion to sit on. I'm going to grab my blanket here to do that. Great. So either sitting in your chair or on the mat, we'll take our legs wide into a wide leg forward fold. If you're sitting in your chair, you might want to come to the front edge of your chair to open your legs out. We'll inhale with a tall spine and exhale and come forward. Your hands can be behind you. They can be reaching out long on the floor. You can use a prop to support your hands. So we're going to hold this forward fold for about 2 minutes, and your option is to take breaks when you need, to come deeper when you can, and to keep breathing. Now it's okay to bend your knees any amount here. I have my feet flexed in dorsiflexion, which gives me a deeper stretch. So if you'd like to add that in, you can as well. During the 2 minutes, if you want to move to one leg and then to the other, I want you to feel free to add any adaptations to this during that time. And we have just over 1 minute to go. And notice where you're feeling the deepest stretch. It could surprise you. Maybe it's actually your lower back before it's getting to your hamstrings. Perhaps it's your adductors or inner thighs before your low back. Might feel different on one leg than the other. Yeah, we have about 15 seconds to go. Take a few deep breaths. And then slowly rise. Sit with a tall spine. Pull your shoulder blades back. Pull your abs in and breathe. We're going to work on opening up the back with our eagle adaptation. I want you to sit however is comfortable. So maybe you're just sitting in your chair. You can stay in your wide leg forward fold. You can cross the ankles into simple cross leg pose. You can take a butterfly. So find a position where you feel comfortable. But I want you to be able to sit up really tall for this. And let's open up our arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, cross your right arm over your left, and I just want you to wrap yourself in a hug and see how far you can reach your fingertips back behind you. And then we'll inhale, open. This time your left arm will be on top. We'll do it twice more on each side. Breathe in. Right arm on top. This is another way you can do it. Just pull your right arm across. And open. Left arm on top, or pull it across. Other side. Right side. Try to separate your shoulder blades. Feel some space there. Last one with your left arm on top. And then we'll inhale, open. As you bring your right hand on top, I want you to find your modification of eagle. So maybe it's here, perhaps it's holding in here, or if you can wrap your forearms to bring your palms to touch any amount. We want to spin our thumbs toward our nose. And then we're going to bring the elbows across toward the left, but look over the right shoulder. 3 breaths. Allow everything to come back to that neutral position. Unwrap the arms. Inhale to open. Exhale, find your eagle adaptation with your left arm on top. So it can be here, it can be elbow across, it can be wrapping in your eagle position, thumbs toward your nose. Now drop your shoulder blades way down. Bring your arms across to the right, but look over the left. Ooh, that's getting that little spot right under my shoulder blade there. 3 breaths. And bring everything back to the neutral. Unravel, inhale, open. Palms come to heart center and exhale. I'd like for you to find a resting pose for our left nostril breath. And I'm just going to, for a second, take my Kleenex here and do just a short little, move the microphone out of my face. That's going to make it a little bit better for me. So in your choice of Shavasana, if you're sitting in your chair, you can remain there, just sitting straight up. It's a seated meditation. We can come down onto our back. And if you have your chair close by, you can actually bring your feet up on your chair. I'm going to do that one today, just to elevate the legs a little bit. So I'm going to give you some time to find your relaxation pose. You should be able to really get comfortable here. So I don't want your brain to be thinking about your back's hurting or this doesn't feel comfortable. I just want all of that to feel excellent so that you can focus on your breathing. And we're just going to do a little bit of internal evaluation. Once you get into your position, I just want you to check in and ask yourself, how does your energy feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And this is very subjective, as well as the word energy. What does that even mean? Um, so just kind of evaluate your body. Are you kind of feeling pretty energized after our practice today? Give that a number. And you also might want to approach this from, how is your anxiety or stress level? Give that a number. Because our left nostril breathing is going to really focus on bringing that down so we can rest and restore and calm our body. So we'll take 1 or 2 fingers of our right hand, place that in the third eye center, and bring your thumb to very easily close the right nostril. We're going to breathe in and out slowly through the left nostril only. Now we'll be here for a while, so if I haven't cued you to stop and you want to stop, then just bring your hand down and finish with a regular normal breathing. So let's begin. Now your mouth generally should be closed, so you can just breathe in and out through the nostril. Feel the air entering your nose, moving to the back of your throat, and descending down into the lungs, into the belly, and back out. Try to relax your jaw so your teeth aren't clenched. Relax your eyelids and your eyebrows. Think about an equal ratio breath. So inhaling, you might count while you're breathing in, and then match that count as you're breathing out. Just a few more breaths. I'll take 1 more left nostril breath. And then just relax that right hand down. You can keep your eyes closed. Just come into a normal equal ratio breath using both nostrils. And then I just want you to check in again and evaluate. Has anything changed in your energy level, in your stress or anxiety level? Does your body feel a little calmer? Maybe the heart rate is slowed down. Now, if you need more time here today, there's no need to rush and get up. Especially if you're tuning in later on YouTube, just relax as long as you like. If you're with me live and you're ready to move, we'll just move our fingers